Oh my God. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right, hold on, you guys. I will be right back. Hello. Hello, everyone. Oh, you don't even understand. Y'all. Oh, goodness. Hold on a second. I am. Ah, this is so silly of me. I am so sorry that I am so late. You guys, you. Oh my goodness. So, you guys, so check it out. I started on time. And it's so crazy, Claudia. I don't know what happened. Okay, wait. Wasn't I. Didn't you guys see me before? I need to take a smoke break because, like, I literally sat here for a half an hour channeling for the collective and talking about what I was picking up on, and I wasn't even live. You guys, girl. Ooh, honey. Girl. I could have swore y'all saw me. I could have swore we were all interacting and jiving and shit. But that's okay. Hi, everybody. Happy winter solstice to you all. No, seriously. No, seriously, Stephanie. I was sitting here for a good 30 minutes talking about everything that I had channeled for the collective, and I was not even live. I need to roll myself another cigarette. Hold on, guys. I can't even. Like, oh. Anyway, hi, everybody. So we're here now. Doesn't matter. You guys are here. I'm here. You can see me. Oh, honey, T, I was on such a roll. Oh, girl, honey, baby, boo, boo, ciao. All right, yeah, he is sitting there back there. But you know what though? You know what though, Orion, it's okay because none of my guides. I mean, they kept telling me, they kept showing me that I was looking up at the screen. It was only showing a preview. It didn't actually say that I was live, but that's okay because it gave me a chance to like get over my jitters and like really settle into this energy. And so now I feel like I can communicate it more effectively. But I do want to roll myself another cigarette while we allow people to come in. But there is such a great energy for the collective in the coming season. So happy winter solstice, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today is December 21st of 2021. So this is the winter solstice. Yes. And so lots of heavy energy I felt, but it's a lot of good stuff, and I have so many messages, channeled messages for the collective here, and it's great. So I have so many messages, so this might be a little bit of a long session. I'm gonna try and keep it fairly short. Claudia, that would have been really helpful actually if you DM'd me, although I don't know how much. Word, Stephanie, that really how it is. And so Orion is up there like kind of laughing at me. So you're right. Yes, I know. It's on time. I'm not worried about it. It helped me. It helped me collect my thoughts because I hadn't really talked through everything that I had channeled before this. I had just written it down. So that gave me a chance to collect myself. Yes? But happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing well. It's good to see you all. It is almost 5 o'clock. So if you want to grab yourself some libations for we can definitely celebrate the winter solstice. We could definitely celebrate the winter solstice together. So if you guys want to grab yourself some libations, I do have a little bit of rum here. If you want to give yourself a glass of wine, a cup of tea, whatever, settle in because we have a really great conversation that we're going to have today. In terms of the coming season. So this is not necessarily a reading for the winter solstice and what the solstice is bringing for you. This is more of a reading, a channeled message, a numerous channeled messages in the realm in terms of what the winter season is looking like for the collective here, okay? So we're going to get into that, guys. As I roll myself a little smoky smoke here. Excellent. This is definitely a great energy. Hello, Liz, by the way. It's wonderful to see you, my dear friend. But this is definitely a perfect type of reading or session to just like put on in the background and just listen. So if you also want to come back at another time and, listen to this again when you have the time to just kind of like zone out, I recommend it, and listen to this as many times as you can, as many times as you want to throughout the season to help you keep your focus here. Hello, David. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy winter solstice, everybody. Cheers to you all. Yeah. I was trying to be all good too. I was going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to drink. I'm going to wait until the end and we're going to have our libations together. But I've already been doing this for 30 minutes. So I'm like, no. Not technical difficulties, mental difficulties sometimes. Well, that's all right, Stephanie. As long as you can be here with us, that's really all I care about. So I really just kind of want to get into it. We have, we've got a good amount of people in here. So let's just get into it, you guys. And I am going to I'm going to try and timestamp this later. However, if we have other people that want to timestamp this, whether you're here in the live stream or you're watching this after the fact and you want to timestamp certain things, you are always welcome to do so in the comments section down below. Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know how this resonates for you. Again, come back throughout the season and watch this and tell me how it resonates with you as we go through the season. Also, if you're new here, hi, my name is Eric. Welcome to Divine Conversations, and welcome to this collective reading, and welcome to our collective. Yes, if you find yourself here and you're resonating with this energy, then you are part of our soul family, our soul group. You are moving with us, this group of the collective at this time, and we welcome you with loving, open, unconditional arms. Yes? All right, guys, let's get into this because we do have a lot to talk about for the collective. Now, we're going to get, there are some love messages involved with this, but everything's kind of wrapped up on all one little package. It all kind of intertwines together. So I'm just going to flow with it here, okay? But what I want to start with, the big thing that I'm feeling for the collective as unicorn gang, that's right, honey. Okay, so the main thing that I'm feeling for the collective, and it is the main phrase for the winter season moving forward. And it is the actual title of this reading. And that title is Let Your Intentions Settle In. So moving into the winter season, there is a marked level of feeling of restfulness, relief, restfulness and relief from the grind. And we're moving into the winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. And that's a natural aspect of this time, of this energy, okay? Often, much of nature goes into hibernation. humans often tend to find themselves more at home because of the cold weather and all that stuff. This is a time also to be with family because we do have the holiday season and all that kind of stuff. But so there's a natural feeling of restfulness. That can and will eventually lead to restlessness once we get towards winter. I'm sorry, towards the spring, but we'll talk about that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Now, even though there is a feeling of restfulness and release from the grind, or yes, I said that correctly, release from the grind. What I actually have written down is relief from the grind. Even though there is a feeling of this for the coming winter months, there is also a strong level of work being done for the collective, work being done on an individual level. Even though this is a time for rest, it's really not that much of a time for rest. And I really don't feel like, I really don't feel like many of us really want to rest that much, because over the course of 2021, the year of 2021, we've been going through a lot of restful periods, a lot of periods of forceful rest, because we've been going through so much, because we've been healing so much, okay? Wow, there's so much to talk about. Now, the card that has come out here for the collective so far is the Magician, and this is exactly what I'm talking about here. So even though there is a restfulness for the collective and a disconnection from the grind, from the work that was the healing that was the year of 2021, there is still a level of manifestation that is happening, a level of building. An energy that I'm seeing for the collective for the winter months is the Four of Pentacles. And again, the Four of Pentacles would represent the home, the family, the homestead, being at home, naturally being at home because it's the colder months. But the Four of Pentacles for the collective is also representing a level of building a new foundation. And I guess that is something else we can say for the collective for the winter. We're building new foundations. And for many of us, this translates into new life circumstances that will be budding, that will be manifested from this energy, the Magician, a new reality in your life, and that new reality could also translate into new business opportunities. But specifically, I feel like some of us here, some of us here are actively building new businesses and new business ventures. The next card that has just come out for the collective is, in fact, the Nine of Pentacles. So you're building something new that is leading to greater self-sufficiency over the winter months, over the winter season, okay? Now, this doesn't just have to be physically speaking. This can also, wow, you guys. This can also translate into your love life. So I feel like there is a split within the collective a little bit. I'm so sorry, always grinding, but I had a little bit of a mix-up. But you didn't miss that much, but don't worry, you'll be able to watch it later, yes? Now, so I feel like there's a little bit of a split in the collective. You may find yourself straddled in the middle of this energy, but I do feel like there are some of us that are polarized a little bit. This either is translating into your physical life and your business and the way you make money, which is actually, well, all of this is related to Venus. We'll talk about Venus in a second, but you could either be really focused on your business and your finances and your physical stability. I'm also hearing emotional stability on an independent level, or this could translate into love and interpersonal relationships. Again, all of this is related to what Venus is doing in the sky, but we'll talk about that in a few moments. The next thing that I have for the collective here is that this could actually be translating into love and relationships. So there is a marked level of personal victory that's coming through and that is coming online, that is being activated over the winter months. And that comes from a lot of personal realization. You have the Hermit here, which is translating into a change in perspective, the Hanged Man, which is releasing us from a lot of the hold that we found ourselves in over the course of this year, or at least the stagnancy that we became starkly aware of and were forced, yes, but really led into changing over the events of the course of this year. And that's resonating with how you provide or how you show up in a commitment, in a relationship, in a marriage. And what I want to say is for the collective, for the winter season, we may experience a lot of upheavals in love and relationships. We'll get into love and relationships specifically, but there are some love situations for some of us, especially for those of us that are resonating with this energy on a real interpersonal relationships tip. Like your main focus in your life right now, in the expansion of your soul right now, is in love or interpersonal relationships or romance. There are some love relationships that are in for a bit of a sting over the course of the winter, and that is directly translating, or that is directly related to what we went through over the course of the year of 2021, and how that has changed our view of ourselves, our personal identities. And this is directly related to what I've been talking about in terms of Uranus having been in Aries over this last year plus. Of course, that is from a sidereal point of view, okay? And if you've been following along over the last 4 to 5 months here on my channel on Divine Conversations, then you've been hearing me talk about that. But we'll get deeper into the love section later on. But the overall energy now at the bottom of the deck is Temperance. We have to understand that everything we experience over the coming months, over the winter season, is all about greater balance, greater structure, greater clarity. Is deeply related to the greater clarity we have been able to achieve over the course of the year of 2021. And that is represented by the King of Swords. And that leads me into a perfect segue in terms of what I have next for the collective. Because as I was channeling these messages for the collective for the winter season, I came up with, or a spirit came through with a number of spirit totems. I'm sorry, not spirit totems, animal totems that represent the energy that we as a collective are moving into the winter season with, and that is directly affecting the change that we are experiencing over the course of the winter season and the building of the new foundation of our lives that will be then giving way to fruit later on. Fruits and flowers later on come spring, summer, and throughout the rest of the duration of 2022. I'm so sorry, you guys, but I'm definitely channeling for the collective right now because my face is itchy and I'm doing my best to not scratch. Cheers. Okay. So we have a number of animal totems to represent the collective. There are 3 main animal totems for the winter season for the collective here. I'm sorry. Okay. There are 2 main. No, I'm sorry. There's 1 main animal totem and then 3 subtotems. The main animal totem for the collective moving into the winter season is dragonfly. And with dragonfly, I was getting the image of a body of water that at one time was tumultuous. And this is the main victory that we as a collective have achieved over the course of 2021 that is ushering in this new energy of change and rebuilding a new foundation. This is all related to the mental fitness you have been able to acquire over the year of 2021. And how have you acquired that? How have you developed that mental fitness? You have developed that mental fitness by responding to the catalyzation that has happened for you over the course of this year. The dragonfly is also related to our first sub-totem, which is the butterfly. Now, the butterfly is a very strong totem for the collective. Okay, don't get me wrong. Ultimately, I would say the butterfly is like the totem of our lives, of our life cycles. Those of us here that find us connecting with this message, resonating with this message here on this channel, or just those of us that identify as light workers, our collective life cycle totem is the butterfly, because of the massive transformation we are all going through on a personal level, but also the transformation that is influencing in the people around us on a grand scale, on a global or collective level. But really, the strongest totem, the focal point for the collective moving forward into the winter season, is in fact the dragonfly. And it's dragonfly specifically because the dragonfly represents the realm of the mind. And that takes me back to the image that I got of this body of water that at one point was extremely tumultuous, and that represents the drama that we went through over the course of 2021. But now that body of water is stable and is calm. But there is still a mist that kind of hovers over this body of water, and that mist represents the drama of the past. You know what I mean? It's still kind of subsiding. But in this mist and on top of this body of water, there were dragonflies flying around, skating around. It's almost as if dragonflies are like ice skaters, because the way they just effortlessly glide over the body of water, and the way that they can land on the water, they can like walk on water. There is a certain level of symbology in terms of being able to have the mental fitness to be able to surf your own body of water. And now, of course, in this image, the body of water was calm, but you know, the calmness represented, hi Shamar, the calmness represented the end of the tumultuous energy, and the dragonfly represents the new level of mental fitness, mental ability, to be able to glide on top of that body of water to begin with. Okay, and so dragonfly is the big totem, and this is where you really should feel like you have a right to be proud, and that came through in a very specific way, that message, in the fact of you have a right to feel proud because of what you've been able to overcome over the course of 2021. 2021 was not an easy year for many of us, especially those of us that have been resonating in this collective here. Okay, so the fact that no, I'll say this: it feels like many of us experienced somewhat of a fall in the year of 2021. You know, 2020 or the years leading up to 2020, we may have been riding an upswing, and then all of a sudden 2020 hit and we were like, oh shit. And then 2021 hit and then we all really fell, right? But even though we fell, we got back up. And that was symbolized in the fact that as I was writing down this phrase of you have a right to feel proud, instead of writing feel, I wrote fell. But then, when I understood what was happening, instead of writing fell, I wrote feel, and I took the last two E's of the last E and the last L of feel, and I wrote it in really dark, and I covered up the fact that you fell, or that we fell. It doesn't matter if you fall. What matters is that you rise back up, that you get back up. And this year, it wasn't just that you got back up. You got back up in a different way. You got back up mentally stronger. What used to trigger you, what really used to get under your skin, what really used to derail you, doesn't derail you any longer, or doesn't trigger you the same way any longer, or doesn't get under your skin at all or the same way any longer. And that's what we mean by the mental gymnastics, mentally stronger. Being able to see things from a higher perspective, from a different perspective. There was a marked level of understanding your strength over the course of this year by the time we get to the winter. And as we move into the winter, the understanding of your strength, of what it is you're actually really, really, truly capable of all of the different things that you can overcome, sometimes all at once. The recognition of your strength in the face of all of that sets you up in a much different way. So when you got back up this time, you weren't just getting back up. And I knew I wanted to take the Phoenix out of this deck. Because now here's the phoenix. This is literally phoenix from the ashes risen type of energy. This is you literally getting back up, but not getting back up as the same old being. Oh no, getting back up as a transformed being. And that's where we get into the second sub animal totem for the collective moving into the winter season, and that's lizard. Lizard is an exceptionally strong energy in the collective. First of all, lizard represents fire energy. If you look at traditional tarot, the King of Wands has a salamander on his throne. And the salamander is a type of lizard, but it also represents fire energy. It represents spiritual energy. There is a marked level of greater spiritual awareness for the collective here. And part of the strength that is fortifying you and that is influencing you to build this new foundation over the course of the winter season comes from this realization of spiritual strength, or this reconnection with your spirituality, with your life purpose. Now, lizard also, hi Amber, welcome. Lizard is also a symbol of transformation. Lizard is also a symbol of being able to see and perceive of danger more acutely, which also translates into that dragonfly energy, because your mind is stronger, you're quicker of wit, you're capable of a higher understanding, and not only capable of that higher understanding, but capable of maintaining that higher awareness, which puts you in greater defensive positions. Lizard represents being able to perceive of danger more effectively, more efficiently, and to be able to get away from that danger effectively, efficiently, or at least just sufficiently, right? Now, lizard also represents transformation let me say this first. It also represents a certain level of getting away from danger, because many lizards can detach their tails. And often lizards' tails are quite long, right? And so that makes it easy, potentially, for certain types of prey, deceivingly, I would say, makes it deceivingly easy for the prey to catch them, right? Oh, no, because lizard's tail can be detached without any major harm to the lizard. And thus the lizard is able to scutter away. That's pretty ingenious, don't you think? But on top of that, lizard represents transformation in terms of lizards go through molting periods where they shed their skin. So you have literally, see, look at all this transformation here. You have dragonfly, you have butterfly, you have lizard. You also have phoenix energy that I just failed to take out of the deck, even though I knew my intuition was telling me to. So much beautiful energy for the collective. I want to cheers to you guys. And if you are enjoying this session, and if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. Yeah? Now, there's one last animal totem. Well, Claudia, I'm surrounded by lizards as well. Fun fact, they used to believe that salamander skin was fireproof to sailors. Oh, so sailors would make salamander cloaks for royalty by using asbestos. Oh, that's interesting. That really doesn't relate spiritually. No, that's funny, though. That's funny, though. Okay, anyway. So, there is one last animal totem that is coming through for the collective. One last sub-totem. And this is actually where we get into the love connection. And that last animal totem is the fire ant. And the fire ant is representing the masculine for the collective here, okay? So over the course of the year of 2021, that for us as a collective, there has been a massive effort to heal the masculine energy. And what I wrote down here specifically was detoxifying your inner masculine energy. but detoxifying it, not just because, or I'm sorry, I just heard purifying it. Not purifying your masculine energy just for the fact of you need to purify your masculine energy because that's a nature of humanity at this time, but purifying it specifically so that it could integrate with the feminine. Now, if you've been following me for long enough, you know that I moved here to Puerto Rico in June of 2020. And around that time, I was channeling for the collective on behalf of the divine feminine that there was a massive, massive upheaval. There was a massive change in the alignment of the feminine over the course of really over the course of 2020 and 2021, but it really only started to take shape towards the end of 2020. And the year of 2021 was that time of actively putting that effort into place to untwist, to detoxify, to purify your inner masculine energy so that ultimately it could be integrated with the divine feminine energy within you, which then also translates into the healing and the detoxifying and the strengthening and reconnection between you and your inner child, which is giving you that spiritual, that fire focus, that fire desire, right? That the lizard would represent for you. Now, fire ant also represents fire, so there's more of that fire energy, but fire ant is really translating to the masculine energy. And fire ant really came through when I was channeling love specific messages for the collective. Now, as I said earlier, hey, Shanika, as I said earlier in the message here, in terms of love, there may be some interpersonal relationships or love relationships within the collective that experience a bit of a sting over the coming winter months. But that is directly translating into a direct reflection of the sense of self that you have been able to cultivate over the course of the year of 2021. And that directly relates to what I've been talking about on the channel here in terms of what has been going on with Uranus, because I study sidereal astrology. And in terms of sidereal astrology, Uranus has been in Aries and did go through and will be ending its retrograde motion through Aries by the sometime in January, I believe. Okay. Now, okay. So love relationships may feel a sting, and Irish Jack, you're saying you already got stung, and that makes sense. Because, and I remember the comment that you left. Was it you? I think it was you on the Leo reading. But anyway, for the year-end wrap-up. But there has been a stronger sense of self that we've been able to come to over the course of this year. And I did mention this in the yearly readings, like the year-end wrap-up, and there was a big collective message for many of the signs in terms of changing your identity, changing the way you show up, King of Wands energy, King of Wands in reverse, dealing with feelings of not being connected to what it is you're doing or what it is you're embarking on, or a change in your egoic reality. Okay, the course of this year in terms of healing your masculine energy may have caused a lot of ego battles because our alignment has changed. But this is directly relating to your love and interpersonal relationships, and there are some love relationships that are going to develop or experience a sting over the course of the winter because some of this change, or a lot of this change in your personal identity, in the way that you align in this personal victory in terms of this sense of self and how strong you are and what it is you really truly align with, is going to be settling in. So expect some friction. Okay? Now, personal truths may really lead to drastic changes in your love life. And if you're already coupled here, or if you already have a connection, again, expect friction. This friction isn't bad. It doesn't have to be bad, but it is a natural byproduct of the reshaping of your foundation that is happening over the winter months, okay? Some of this sting may be felt on behalf of karmic partners. as in the sting of missing out. So the translation of this change in your personal identity, change in what it is you align with, change in your values and that kind of thing, may be leading you to cut off certain karmic partners, or at least certain relationships that over the course of these coming months, I feel like some of you are going to start to realize this. You're going to start to see your relationship this way, or you have already seen it this way, so this is really settling in. But some partnerships that may have been seemed beneficial in the past may start to look karmic to you. And you may start to put boundaries up because of that. The dynamics in your relationship could change drastically. Some things that you accepted in your relationships may not fly with you any longer. And that directly translates to what Venus is going through right now, because Venus is actively retrograde. At the time of this reading, this message, December 21st, Venus is actively retrograde and is going to be retrograde, I think, until February. Okay, and I've already channeled something about that. I do have a second channel in which I do love readings for the collective, and I did a collective channeled message in terms of Venus and her retrograde transit through Sagittarius in terms of sidereal astrology. But with that said, with Venus being in Sagittarius right now and currently being retrograde and will be retrograde for the first half of the winter, there is a higher understanding. There is a higher awareness, especially if you're resonating with what we went through over the course of 2021, with Uranus being in Aries and going retrograde through Aries and changing your sense of self, changing your identity, changing your values and all that kind of stuff. Well, now Venus being in retrograde is really going to put that change in values in terms of your finances, of course, but also your love and interpersonal relationships. It's going to put that change in your alignment, in your frontal focus. And we have Fire Ant here, in which there is an aggressive energy. I'm so sorry, you guys. I was talking about Fire Ant all along, but as I was channeling the energy for Fire Ant, I was literally watching two of the roosters that live around me fight each other. One of them was actively chasing one around the yard. So with this masculine energy, with this change in your masculine energy, with this realignment, with this detoxifying, this untwisting of your masculine energy, there's also a level of defensiveness that's coming up here. There's also a level of being able or being willing, or maybe even more willing, to defend yourself and defend your own. And this would be the natural energy or projection of the divine masculine, of the emperor versus the empress, because the emperor, the masculine, protects. So some of you may feel really aggressive. Be very careful how you handle your interpersonal relationships over the winter, especially if you're coupled and you're finding yourself experiencing a shift in your values, and that's causing friction and tension within your romantic situation. Don't be too aggressive, okay? Don't be too aggressive. Now, Fire Ant also represents strength. It represents being able to sting. And what I also channeled for the collective in terms of Fire Ant is being able to withstand the sting. Now, many of you, and this is so perfect here, this is so perfect. What we have that's just come out for the collective in terms of the tarot, we have Death with the Five of Swords. Overall energy is the Hanged Man to the World, to the Lovers. Also to the Devil. That's really interesting. Wow. Okay. Hold on, you guys. Give me a second. Let me collect myself for a second. Dude, roosters are crazy, man. Okay, so healing of your masculine energy. Being able to withstand the sting. So in the process of, over the course of the year of 2021, in the process of being able to heal your masculine energy and detoxifying your masculine energy, of course, so that it can integrate with the feminine, the Lovers, right? But over the course of that, you have been able to, or many of you have been able to understand just how your masculine energy lashes out, or how your masculine energy has caused you to lash out and ultimately be left with a sting that you had to heal from, however that resonates for you, okay? There is a level of being able to withstand that sting. Understanding your masculine energy enough to know or to realize or to understand why you lash out in certain ways or why you have lashed out in certain ways. And that's also where dragonfly, the main animal totem for the collective for the winter months, is or comes into play again, because you were able to withstand the sting of this fire, right? And see it from a higher point of view. But because you were able to withstand the sting, feel the pain, you were able to rise above it. So you were able to understand it from a different point of view. So that helped you detoxify your masculine energy because it helped you rein it in. It helped you transform. There's that transformation energy again, death. It helped you transformed out of these lose-lose situations, these extreme ego battles. Okay? It changed your perspective, the Hanged Man, and helped you wrap that energy or wrap that cycle up, the world, and thus helped you integrate your masculine energy with your feminine energy, or at least start that integration process. And for many of you, the building, the rebuilding, the new foundation that you're coming to over the winter seasons, over the winter season, over the winter months, is a building of a new foundation between the masculine and feminine energy within you. Okay? Now, there's also something that was coming through with Fire Ant here in terms of this masculine energy, and that's on behalf of the protective energy. Some of you may feel more willing to go to battle, but that's because your masculine energy has come online here. And masculine is a protector, is the protector of the feminine, right? But because of that, there is going to be a level of you needing to continue to hold boundaries in terms of toxic energies. And as I was sitting here, sitting outside in the back, channeling the energy for the Fire Ant totem that came through for the collective, I was in fact seeing the devil. And here he is. But the devil, in terms of walking away from the devil, many of us have gone through energies or situations over the course of this year, either in the realm of love or just interpersonal relationships, whether that relates or translates to family or just friends and colleagues and business associates, okay? Interpersonal relationships. But many of us have been faced with the reality of needing to walk away from these toxic energies. So part of this sting that's coming through for the collective, as we build this new foundation over the winter season, part of this sting is the defense mechanism. Because trust and believe, y'all, I don't know if you guys have ever been stung by a fire ant. But let me tell you, I have been on a number of occasions here in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has a fire ant problem, okay? But let me tell you something. Even though and just the power, and this is also a message from the ant wisdom, but ants are very powerful. Yes, they're powerful in terms of their numbers, but they're also powerful as individuals. One ant can carry 40 times its weight or some shit like that. But when you put millions of ants in a colony together, imagine the strength that comes through, right? Okay, so now focus on a fire ant. And again, I don't know if you've ever been stung by a fire ant, but that shit ain't pleasant, okay? It puts mosquito bites to shame. Like, it makes a mosquito bite look and feel like child's play. I mean, just one good sting from a single fire ant will ruin your whole day, okay? And will put you in agony for days to come. Now, imagine getting stung by a whole colony. You could potentially die. That is strength. And that's some of the masculine energy that's coming through here. And that's a lot of what some of us could experience over the winter months, because your masculine is online. And when it comes to your interpersonal relationships, there could be some pretty aggressive energy in terms of holding boundaries. There could be some pretty aggressive energy in terms of, yes, holding the boundaries, the Queen of Cups, but maintaining your momentum of walking away from toxic and or codependent relationships. So be careful. I'm not saying to back down in the realm of needing to defend yourself. I am saying that be careful of the Knight of Swords energy. Shoot first, ask questions later. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't want to be going around using these stingers of the fire ant we have at our disposal willy-nilly. You're only stinging unless you have to. But that's the catch. It feels like we're going to have to as we reshape this foundation. And so in terms of your love and interpersonal relationships, not only are you reshaping a foundation for yourself, but all of us are reshaping our foundations when it comes to our interpersonal relationships, whether you are single or in a relationship. Okay? So keep that in mind. I want to pull some cards here. I'm going to pull some cards for love and relationships from the Love Oracle deck. 2323, that does boil down to a 5-5. Are you guys still seeing a lot of 5-5-5 or just a lot of repeating fives? Because I know I am. All right. Cheers to you all. Let's talk about love and interpersonal relationships. For the winter season. Definitely go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't done so already. We've got 42 people in here and only 33 likes. Fire ant wisdom. Love and interpersonal relationships. Girl with a snake. Okay, who just said it? Who just said it? Alexis, all over. You just said au revoir, narcs. Says the Queen of Cups. Well, would you look at here? First card out for you guys is the Girl with a Snake. And this card says, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. But the operative word here is boundaries. Letting go of those toxic relationships, you guys. I mean, just letting all of it go. Just letting all of it go. But recognizing it. Dragonfly. There's the dragonfly energy, the dragonfly totem again. Hi, Jessica. Recognizing it. But not just recognizing it, you guys, because you've been able to see it. You've been able to recognize it for a while. But this time, it's recognizing it for what it is and knowing what to do now. Knowing how to handle those situations now. That's the big kicker. That's what Dragonfly represents here for you. That's the change in perspective. That's the mental fitness, the mental gymnastics you've been able to achieve. We do have Cupid's arrow. Okay. Now, the other thing that I was channeling in terms of love and relationships here, I did mention, and I only touched on this. I want to mention it one more time. I did mention that some of the sting that you may be feeling in terms of your love and interpersonal relationships could be felt on behalf of the karmics. Because of this change in alignment that you've gone through over the course of 2021 and the new foundation that you're building over the winter months here, that is translating into you cutting out certain karmic relationships, and that sting is felt by them in terms of recognizing what it is that they've missed out. Because also, what seems to be happening for the collective is because you're getting into this greater alignment, because you're going through this shift in your understanding of your interpersonal relationships and what it is you actually want and need and desire out of interpersonal relationships, influenced by Venus going retrograde through Sagittarius for the first half of the winter season. What's translating into that, what that's translating into is a shift in how you approach your relationships, how you show up in your relationships, how you interact with your relationships. And that shifts into you cutting certain people off. But because of that, you have Cupid's arrow that could strike for you. And so part of this sting that some of these karmic energies could be feeling coming from their relationship with you is the fact that now they've missed out on you because you have aligned with a partner that is ideal for you at this time, or maybe just more ideal for you than the karmic was. Don't know what you've got till it's gone, do you? Gee, that sucks. What else here? Addiction. Yeah. See, you're releasing codependent and addictive energies. Codependency, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and restraint. You're releasing the situations, the interpersonal relationships that restrict you. And you guys, this absolutely could translate into your relationship with your family or some of the people that have always been closest to you. Absolutely could resonate or translate into that, okay? But this all comes from your change in identity, the dragonfly energy, the change in perspective you've been able to achieve. Woo! Okay. I think that's all I have. Okay, so actually no, let me finish this out. I'm gonna wrap this up. We're gonna start to wrap this up because that's what I have here. And then I do want to get a closing message for the collective. I want to pull closing oracle guidance from the Earth Warriors Oracle. But stay tuned. I'm gonna take a break for a second and recollect myself, and then we'll close out the session. Yes, guys? Okay. Stay attuned. Jinxie. Hi, Jinxie Bob. What's up, Jinxie girl? I know it's dinner time. I know, baby girl. I'm almost done. I know, baby. I promise. I'm almost done. Yes. And then we's gonna have dinner. Thank you all so very much for those beautiful, beautiful donations. Mama Piplup, Claudia, Liz, thank you guys so much for your donations. I really, truly appreciate it. So I do want to, before we wrap this all up, I do want to say, I do want to mention that y'all know I resonate a lot with the same energies that the collective resonates with, and I'm going through my own personal transformation, and so there are some changes that are going to come to the channel, but I'll announce those in a few moments. But I just want to thank you all. I want to thank you all so much for riding out this year with me. Can we give ourselves, all of us, can we give all of ourselves a round of applause, a big old fucking cheers? Because, like, cheers to you guys, cheers to us. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I should know better. I didn't, I turned the mic off, basically. But anyway, what I was saying was, thank you all so much for being here and rolling with me through the year. I mean, like, it's just, thank you still for being here with me. And for those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. There are some changes that are coming, that are going to come to the channel, but I feel like there's something crawling on my face. I swear, channeling makes things, makes the hair on my face grow. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Yeah. And thank you all. So thank you to Liz, to Mama Piplup, to Claudia for your beautiful donations. New Moon, thank you so much. You are now added to the list. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all so very much. Okay, so we're gonna close this out, you guys. So we've talked about a lot in the last hour, and no, it wasn't you, it was me. We talked about a lot in the last hour, and so with all of that said, I wanted to, as I was channeling the collective message for today, for the season, I asked Spirit, so with all of that said, Spirit, what is it that the collective actually has to look out for? And you guys know that I'm not a fortune teller. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you exactly what's going to happen in your lives. But I am able to give you a little bit of insight or a little bit of forewarning. And what Spirit said to me was, in terms of what the collective has to look out for the current season, for the winter season, the big message was, allow yourself to really settle in to this new perspective. Take this new perspective seriously, okay? You've gone through way too much over the course of 2021 to allow yourself to fall back into the old cycles, to allow yourself to not take seriously the change in perspective that you have gained. Because literally the course of 2021 has been a call out of poverty or out of an impoverished state of mind. Judgment with the 5 of Pentacles, okay? Honor this transformation in yourself, you guys. Really allow yourself to be proud of the change in your mental space that you have been able to achieve over the course of this year. Dragonfly energy, okay? So then also, Spirit said, in terms of what to expect friction. Again, dragonfly and fire ant. Okay, think about everything that we discussed in terms of these energies, the dragonfly and the fire ant, and what that represents for the collective. With that said, expect friction. Okay, this change is necessary. Ace of Pentacles has just come out here. And what this is saying to me is giving birth. All right, all my ladies out there, and most of you that are watching me right now are women. You know, whether you've given birth to a child or not, you intrinsically have a feeling of, or an understanding of what that is like, okay? Giving birth to something, Ace of Pentacles. Giving birth to something is not easy. It is wrought with friction, right? Just think about it. Just think about it. A woman, a human being, a human woman giving birth, squeezing something the size of a watermelon out of something the size of a lemon. Okay? That is friction, if I have ever heard of it, right? So, over the course of the winter season, expect friction, especially if you're really focusing on building this new foundation for yourself. Expect friction. But remember that you have the ability to see past it, to see through it, to see above it. And remember, the Emperor with the Queen of Cups. You are in control of your reality. The Emperor represents Aries. And who has been in the constellation of Aries all year? Uranus. And what does Uranus represent? Massive change and liberation, freedom. But with that freedom comes great responsibility, the Emperor. And that responsibility is to honor your emotions and honor your boundaries. So, expect friction. But use it constructively. Don't go all Knight of Swords on everybody. Okay, here comes the Nine of Swords. Right. Expect friction that's causing fear, that's causing anxiety, that's causing a little bit of, oh God, what the fuck is about to happen? No, don't go all Knight of Swords on anybody. What is Knight of Swords energy? The Knight of Swords is shoot first, ask questions later, is aggression. Destructive energy. But you could use that Knight of Swords to destroy that which stands in your way that is a direct affront of the direct affront to your feminine. The direct danger that imposes on your feminine energy, which the Emperor or the divine masculine within you that has recently been healed over the course of this year is working to protect. Expect friction. Because ultimately, you guys, the winter season of 2021 into 2022 is a time of building new structures and holding those new foundational structures. Yes? That's enough, Spirit says. We end it with the King of Swords. I know that shit is right. Cheers to you all. All right. We are going to wrap this up. We're going to get our closing oracle guidance from the Earth Warriors deck, and then I am going to make myself some dinner because I am fucking hungry, okay? Yo tengo hambre. Mucho, mucho hambre. Okay. Here we go. 5 shuffles here, Spirit says. All right, cool. Two. 3. 4. And 5. Oh, I want to say, to wrap things up also, the title of this coming season is Let Your Intentions Settle In. Those intentions have come from the transformation in your identity that you have embarked upon within this year. You have developed these intentions over the course of this year. Now you have a greater understanding, a greater idea of what it is you want in your life, and also how about going to get it, or how about getting it. There you go. How about going after that, which you truly want. So if you're building these structures and these foundations over the winter months, allow or let your intentions settle in. 4 of Pentacles, right? That's what I said. I was seeing the 4 of Pentacles for the collective in the beginning of the reading. Closing message. Whoa, there it is right there. Shut up. Shut up. Our closing message is card number 4. And I was just saying 4 of Pentacles. Card number 4. Goddess Teotihuacan. She guards the waters of life. We were just talking about being protective. We were also talking about the still waters that the dragonfly you have transformed into, the dragonfly that represents your transformation, can now skate. Whoa. Teotihuacan, goddess of Teotihuacan. Okay? All right. Here we go. The ancient guardian mother protects the waters of life and offers her protection and blessing. Her appearance augurs a time of purification and cleansing, leading to enhanced fertility. You are a creator of new consciousness, a generator of positive energy as fuel for constructive outcomes. We need your vitalized being to keep nourishing the human collective with helpful alternatives to mainstream consciousness. You will be protected and supported at the deep level of soul in order to become the creator and custodian of a clean reservoir of consciousness from which souls, thirsty for purity, relief, and love, can drink. The Ancient Mother will help you to help her and the many creatures within her care. She will help you to be fearlessly inventive with your loving creations of healing consciousness. Wow. I'm going to read the rest of this. In a reading, this card says, consider very seriously the need to cut cords to negative or unhelpful influences in your life, whether they be habits, people, or forms of entertainment and media that threaten to distort the pure and wise use of your wild spirit and ignited mind. Dragonfly. Whilst it is important that you engage with others, the sacred creator within you requires time and space in solitude to process, reflect, contemplate, and create. Only then can you remember who you are and what is important to you, and summon the inner power to act accordingly. In that way, you will not become overly swayed by any lesser force, particularly mainstream consciousness that perpetuates victimization through patterns and behaviors. Victimizing, same thing, through patterns and behaviors. Give yourself a chance for spiritual, psychological, and emotional time out and cleansing so that you can recognize the inner truth of your own soul and adhere to it faithfully. Woo! That was deep and intense. And I would say that was a great way to end this session. Perfect oracle guidance. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Happy winter solstice to you. And happy winter season. And happy building, happy constructing to you. We're all about to emerge out of this winter season fresh and new, and people are not going to recognize us. Mark my words, you guys. Come the spring, into the early summer, people are not going to recognize us. We are going to be totally different because we will have emerged as the new being that we ourselves created. And that is beautiful. Varush, thank you, Varush, so very much for that donation. With that said, you guys, I have got to go now because I am starving. And Jinx is hungry as well. So I'm going to go feed my baby. And I'm going to feed myself. Always grinding. I love having you here. I love having all of you here. Thank you all so much for being here. And if you are tuning in after the live stream, don't worry. I still appreciate you as well. Welcome, especially for those of you that are new here. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to the journey. I look forward to connecting with you further over the course of this year, and I look forward to getting to know you and you getting to know me and our energies intermingling, and I look forward to creating something really new and really beautiful with all of you, those of you that are new and those of you that are my OGs, and y'all know who you are. Okay. Happy winter solstice to you all. Happy winter season to you all. And I will see you soon. And I look forward to connecting with you again for our next reading very, very soon. Yes? Also, if you want a personal reading, I am available for that. There is a scam out there. Don't believe it. If anyone reaches out to you saying that they're me and that I'm feeling like you need a reading, so I'm reaching out to you, that's not me. Okay. I don't reach out to people. If you want a reading from me, then you need to email me or message me or DM me directly. You let me know you want a reading. I will get you all set up. Anybody that approaches you saying that they are me, that I am reaching out for you because I feel like you need a reading, is not, in fact, Eric, and is not, in fact, Divine Conversations, and is not, in fact, the spiritual team. Can we talk about this for a second? Spirit will not come to you saying you need to change. Spirit will only come to you bringing change into your life when you recognize or it is time or when you are ready for it. Spirit doesn't seek you. Spirit already knows you. Spirit already has you. You seek Spirit. For lack of a better term, I understand there are many of us that are listening to me say that now, and you're like, well, wait, Eric, I don't know if we really seek Spirit. For lack of a better term, we seek Spirit. When we have the questions, we go to Spirit and we ask for the answers. You only receive the answers when you ask for it, when you are ready for it. So if there are individuals that are reaching out to you, whether they're pretending to be me or any other reader out here, and they're saying, I feel like you need a reading, that is your first red flag. Your first red flag. The only time you should be getting a reading from someone, from a reader, is when you feel you are ready and you reach out to them and say, I would like a reading. Otherwise, it is a scam. Do I make myself clear? And I know I'm sounding pretty condescending or whatever right now, but I'm trying to set the record straight, and I'm trying to protect you guys, because this is a massive thing within the collective of readers. Okay? This has been going around. I am not the only one. There are many of my friends and many other people that I follow that have been dealing with this same thing. It is a scam. So if you're on Instagram and somebody reaches out pretending to be me, saying that they told you or they feel like you need a reading, that is not me. If you want a reading from me, you come find me. You email me. You know how to find me. And I will gladly set you up. With that said, I am available for personal readings. Yes? I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Enjoy the holiday season. And I look forward to connecting with all of you again in the new year. Yes? And I'll be back. I'll be back anyway because I have some announcements to make. But stay tuned. I love you all. Bye.